in this next section, we see all these different parameters. And now this one right here, Harmonic Bar, what this does, this tells us what the drawbars are assigned to do. So if I press upper, if upper is chosen, then the drawbars will affect the top manual or the V combo. If the lower is pressed, if I hook up a MIDI compatible keyboard to the V combo, I could have the drawbars control that one instead. And then you see if I press both of them simultaneously together, they both light up. It says pedal, so I can actually hook up a MIDI pedal board as well, and I can get full control easily just by pressing a couple of buttons, and that makes it real cool. Also, here's the organ on button. If it's on, you hear the organ. If I turn it off, you don't hear any organ. Okay. Also, manual. What the manual button does is I might be playing an organ preset, but my drawbars might be set for something else. So what the manual button, it gives me what the actual drawbars are set on. So let me say that again. So say I have a sound selected, a preset organ sound that I'm using, but my drawbars, I have them kind of preset for something else. Okay, maybe for this kind of tone. So I might have something that sounds, and let me go ahead and choose another sound. I might have a sound set like this, but if I press manual, it's going to give me exactly what it's set for. So manual allows us just to run, instead of having preset organ sounds, we can actually go ahead and change our organ sounds and have them be exactly what the drawbars are pulled in and out for. So the vibrato chorus section, if I go ahead and turn that on, you'll see on the screen here, it just comes on and it tells me what vibrato I'm using. So let me turn it on again. I can go ahead and change the different type of vibratos. There's 3 different vibratos, just like on a regular tone wheel organ, a traditional tone wheel organ. Also, I can go into the chorus section. Same thing. I can press chorus, and you see it comes up, and I can change what type of chorus just by using the plus minus button or the increment decrement button. Increment decrement button, and that quickly. All right? So let's go to the next section, and this is the percussion section. We have a couple different options here. We can have soft, slow, second, or third. And this really changes our tone as well, you know, how it reacts to us when we play. And so we can actually go in there and just really have some fun with that. We're going to explain this one a little bit further in the future video. I'm going to have a video showing the drawbars in extreme detail and also this percussion section, because these two go kind of hand in hand. All right? So let's go right in here to the Rotary Sound section. Now in the Rotary Sound, we can actually adjust the gain of our keyboard instantly. So if we have a nice tone up and we want it more dirty, we can go ahead and adjust it just live. So you see, we can go from just a real nice clean tone and adjust how much distortion or dirt is in the sound. So if we want more crunch to our sound, we just have to spin the gain. Many times when instead of using this, you're going to use the pitch bend modulation wheel or a separate pedal to go ahead and adjust how fast and how slow the Leslie speaker is going. Now in this section here, this is our display function area and the increment decrement buttons. Now in this section, if we press the display, it tells us a couple different things. One is what tone we're on. Okay, so we can go ahead and adjust whatever tones. This works when we're inside the ensemble section, so we can see that, hey, we're on a tone and we're in the piano section, and it can tell us what piano number we are in the piano section. So there's a lot of different ones we can go through. So if we press it again, press the display button again, we can see the rhythm area, and there's 51 rhythms in here that we can access. So we can easily access those, and all we would have to do to access them is press the play button in the player section, which is just right over here at the very end. Okay, so we'll get back to there in 1 second. So now if I press the display button one more time, I get to the tempo, and I adjust the tempo easily just by holding down the increment decrement button that quickly. Okay, and that's how we get to there. Now the function buttons, this is where we get into the editing of the V combo. So if we want to change stuff, how like what kind of tone wheel our organ is using or what kind of amp it is using, then we would go into the function section and then we can choose what different functions we're doing, okay? And we'll have a separate video on that showing you guys how to program and customize your own organ, all right? Now, in this next section right here, this is all of our ensemble sounds. There's a lot of different ensemble sounds. Each one of these is a category. Each one of these is a category, so we can choose a category, and we can use the increment-decrement button and have different sounds within that category. So, like in the electric piano section, you've just been hearing a bunch of different types of electric pianos. Now in this section, this one's pretty self-explanatory, so it's the reverb button. So we can adjust what type of reverb we have. If we want reverb on, all we need to do is just go ahead and turn it on. And when we turn it on, you'll see here, if we'll go back to the screen here, it shows us what kind of reverb we're using. And let me go ahead and select it again. So just hit it, and I can use the increment-decrement button to change what type of reverb. So you see I can change what type of reverb I'm using right here. So rooms, hall, cathedral, etc. So once I have what I want to use in here, maybe a hall, I can adjust how much of that sound, how much of that reverb I'm going to actually use. So I can go, all I have to do is hit what I want. You see I have a little bit more, a lot less. And that quickly I can adjust how much reverb, what type of reverb, and how much I want on the V combo. Now the next section is the split layer buttons. And what this does, this allows me to actually split the keyboard either with organs or split it with an ensemble sound, a regular keyboard sound, and an organ sound. Or I can actually layer an ensemble sound with an organ sound just by pressing the button. Now the next section, next to last section, is the favorites area. So all I have to do is select, I have 8 banks of 8, hold down the bank button and just select the bank. When I let go, it tells me I'm in bank 6, number 1, and I can go ahead and switch to number 3, so I'm number 6, bank 6, number 3. If I want to switch banks again, hold down the bank button and hit number 2 or number 3, and that switches my bank. Let go of the bank button, and so I'm in bank 4, number 8. Okay, bank 4, number 8, just by holding that. And that allows us to go ahead and switch the banks. Okay, so that's actually pretty easy. And if we want to write something, maybe we come up with a split and layer of our own and we want to write it, we just got to hold down write, hit bank, tell it what bank we want, and then hit what number within the bank. And I'll show you how to do that again when we get to the section on writing our own splits and layers inside the V combo. Okay, this next section is actually really cool, the file load, file save section. And what this allows you to do is to go ahead and make up different V combos for you. Say I'm playing in a funk band, I might have all these split and layers that I've made and I use in this funk band and I just want to call them up instantly. Or say I play in a gospel group and I have a different sets of presets that I use for that group. Well, rather than me have to mix between the two different V combos and accidentally do the wrong one at the wrong time at the gig and get really embarrassed, I can go ahead and insert a USB key in here, and I can say file save, and it'll save it, so I can have different backups of my V combo. This also allows me to go ahead and travel, so I can meet any V combo in the world and turn it into my V combo. Very nice and easy. So once I have it saved, it'll save it by a number. If I want to load that number, I just go ahead and file load and select the number, and I'll show you how to do that again soon. This last section right here, this is where we have our play buttons and our rhythm song. You saw in the earlier video, this is where we also access the demo button. Just by holding down the play stop button and rhythm song, we got into demo mode. But in this section right here, if I press rhythm, it'll go to the rhythm section of the V combo. Just by pressing rhythm, you see, it goes to the V combo section. Now, if I have a thumb drive plugged in with different song files, because the V combo also has a song playback function where I can play back WAV, EAFF, MP3 files, I can go ahead and switch it to that function. So I can go between either the rhythms, the internal rhythms, or inside the song function within the song player of the V combo, and I can choose to play or stop right there. So those are just some of the basic controls of the V combo. So check it out, and we'll have some more cool videos on this before you know it. All right, you guys take care.